All right, so what is required of you? First off, like mentioned in every video here, everything that we do is totally custom tailored. No one person's workouts are gonna be the same. No one person's nutrition is gonna be exactly the same. And no one person is going to communicate with us in exactly the same fashion or come to as many coaching calls as the other. Our goal and the way we set this up is to give you the exact guidance you need to be successful, to be there as your support system and accountability to help you stay on track and continue seeing progress. And also to teach you what you need to know to be able to sustain this long term. But on average for workouts, guys are usually working out between 3 and 4 times a week. Again, totally depends on the person. So we'll make sure that that plan is totally custom fit for you. Some guys do work out more, some guys do work out less. We totally customize this to you. With nutrition, what we're gonna have you do is track your food. This means that you will be inputting what you eat into our app. That's how you'll be able to stay on track with your nutrition goals. This is also how we can make sure that you're doing what you need to do to be successful. And this also acts as a form of accountability. If you've ever tracked your food before and it's felt too tedious, keep in mind we're gonna be teaching you ways to make this as simple as humanly possible. Is it possible to be successful without tracking your food? Technically, yes. But it's also possible to grow your business without tracking your revenue and expenses. However, even though it's possible, it's extremely irresponsible to not take account for what you're doing. Both from a mindset standpoint and also just a practical, tangible result standpoint, it is good stewardship to make sure you're taking account for the resources that you're putting into your body. And so we'll teach you how to do this as simply as possible and also help you honestly overcome the mental blocks that are keeping you from doing something that is obviously the most effective way to steward the valuable vehicle that God's given you to carry out your mission on earth. The same way you tell somebody that they're just not really serious about growing their business if they're unwilling to track their revenue and expenses. Again, quite honestly, the idea of stewarding the body that God gave you by tracking what you put into it is an absolute barrier to you. You have either two options. One, trust that we can help you simplify the process and overcome those mental blocks. Like the guys who we've worked with and been successful with have done. Option two is just let that get in the way. Accept that you're just not really serious about honoring your body and move on. Is that something you'll absolutely have to do forever? No. We'll be giving you mental frameworks and teaching you the skill set of being able to maintain your weight loss without having to track for it. However, it is required when you engage with us hands-on. You don't need to get a gym membership if you don't want to. Again, our goal is sustainability. So for some people, that's actually helpful. If on this assessment we determine that for you, it makes sense to have a gym membership, of course, we'll advise you to do so if you don't have one already. If you're working out at home, you don't need any equipment to be able to do this. About half of our guys work out at home anyway, and we'll custom tailor every workout to the equipment that you do have access to. If you have nothing, of course, again, not totally necessary. Bodyweight workouts come in handy, especially when guys travel a lot and they're in and out of hotel rooms. But to be frank, if you don't have any equipment whatsoever, we will advise you on the best use of your capital to invest into equipment to make your workouts more practical, simpler to do, and more scalable as you increase in strength. You're gonna be so freaking strong, so freaking jacked that just banging out a set of 100 push-ups just is not going to be an effective workout. You don't need to have any training experience. Again, Joey and I are gonna coach you specifically on where you're at, given your training experience, your training history. We've worked with guys who are in their 60s who have literally never done a deliberate workout before in their lives. We've also literally worked with personal trainers and physical therapists who have doctorate degrees in exercise science and decades of high level experience actually coaching people in physical training themselves. So again, wherever we're at, we're gonna be supporting you and teaching you and how to make the best use of your time and energy investment with your workouts so that you can get the best possible tangible results, because seeing those tangible results is going to reinforce the identity of the fit and healthy and disciplined man that God made you to be. We're not gonna ask you to buy weird supplements or subscribe to specific meals or anything like that. There's not chemistry project level recipes that you'll have to put together. We're entrepreneurs, we have families. Of course, we want to coach you on what's effective, but also what is as enjoyable and sustainable, and honestly as convenient. The idea of a 30-minute meal is personally insulting to me. That is not a short amount of time to be preparing a meal in the middle of a workday. Even if you have literally no time to cook, we can work with you or even your personal assistant on making sure that you have the right meals prepared so that it's seamless for you to lose the fat, build the muscle, stay full in the process while enjoying what you're eating. Now, the one thing that I will say is absolutely, without question, required as a character trait when you decide to work with us is honesty, humility, and communication. We've worked with guys who are 10 pounds overweight and want to see their abs. We've also worked with guys who are 400 plus pounds. And the level of success between those individuals honestly has nothing to do with the exact amount of pounds that they need to lose. And again, quite frankly, has nothing to do with their circumstances or their stressors or what their life looks like at the moment. We've had guys that run multiple businesses at a high level who have 5+ kids who are involved in their church and community as leaders, who have all the trauma and all the shame and all the messed up past with weight loss and weight gain. We've had guys who have invested tens of thousands of dollars into other programs that haven't been successful before. We've had guys who are as stubborn comes. We've had guys who, quite frankly, don't even really know if they fully trust us to help them even after they sign up. We've had guys in all of those situations be successful. So quite honestly, your circumstance has nothing to do with your chances for success in Default Kings. Our belief is that when God asks you to honor your bodies, He gives you the power to do that while stewarding everything else. Any other belief is insulting to the God of the universe. Now, that being said, if you cannot be honest with us, we cannot help you. If you cannot communicate with us, we cannot help you. And if you are not humble enough to receive teaching, we cannot help you. We do not need you to be perfect. We actually expect that you won't be perfect. Joey and I are even perfect in our health and fitness. But if you do go off track, we just need to know so that we can both talk through and help you break past the mental barriers that led you to going off track, but also to be able to game plan getting you back on track for you to see the best physical results. When you have travel coming up, communicate it. When you have questions, communicate it. One of the great gifts of just committing to honoring your body is that nobody else can do it for you. So no, we're not gonna lift the weights for you. And we have no control on if you decide personally to go eat an entire pizza every single night. That is on you. But if you communicate that, we can support you. So we need honesty, communication, and humility from you. That's it.